Please rise for the pledge, the U.S. and Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state. Excuse me, thank you. Well, good morning. In case you are here to discuss any changes to the retirement plan's off the table. We're not going to be discussing changes to the retirement plan in the budget. It will stay at 7% and a 2-to-1 match. So if you guys are here for that, you can go home and take a deep breath because we're not going to be discussing it, okay? Thank you very much. I know some interest is still there, but since the court is, we're going to move on. Thank you. Dale has prepared, Dale and Kristen over the weekend, commissioners have prepared a lot of new information for us. We got some good news from the appraisal district, if you want to call it that. But what I'd like to do is we need to start to move toward decision-making time. And so Dale has provided us, and Kristen has provided us, a new packet, and it starts with the one that says 8/13/18 on it, correct?
Yes, sir.
One on top. So what I would like to do is I would like for Dale and Kristen to go back through the new revised numbers and tell us what that means, and then we will begin to move toward the page that says decision items. So Dale, would you and Kristen begin today to discuss, and we'll stop and answer any questions you have, folks. We just need to begin to start putting things together and move forward. Dale?
Yes, sir. Christian, we're an item for the effective rate. Is that correct?
I'm sorry?
They're supposed to receive the effective rate today?
Yes, we're going through the budget workshop first, and then they'll receive the effective rate
All right.
after we go through the
what kind
workshop.
of
That's right. I'm sorry. I apologize, Counselor. We're in a budget workshop format. I'd like to certify that all members of the court are present, that we have a quorum, and we start at 8:35. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
On the very beginning, you'll see page 5.1 is where we start. The total taxable value did not change. The only thing changed will be on later on in the page, on page 503. 503, you'll see the one that says line 21, which is new improvements. Last time we had this before you, there was only $401 million. Now there's $792 million worth of new property.
Are you saying we should replace all this new
Yes.
stuff in our budget packet,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
So take out all of 5.1 and put this new 5.1 in.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right.
Please, if you will. Thank you. That's a good point. Thank you.
I'm just making sure I'm...
No, you got it.
So the county's general fund increased from what we had originally of around $392 million, which then increases our effective tax rate. So going back to 5.2, you'll see that our new effective rate for the general fund, debt service fund, and road fund is now 0.300088, with a maximum rollback rate of 0.328153. This also had a small adjustment on the hospital district as well. Their values also increased because of the new property. Their effective rate is now 0.117672. And I'm
lost.
5.2, page 5.2. The center, the very bottom of the center is, you see where the hospital district is? That's where we show the effective rate and the maximum rollback rate for the hospital district. The hospital district was 1176.72 for the effective rate and 0.127085 for the rollback rate. On 5.3, again, I'll show you where we went through the calculations. The only number that did change, as I said, see line 21, which is the new property. That is the $792 million. Gives you a general fund, which includes a debt service rate of 0.296305, maximum rollback 324074. When you add the road fund, which is the next page, that's where we get the total of 3000088 for our total effective tax rate. Starting on page 5.6 and 5.7 is where we put your scenarios again. We emailed you only a few, but here we have all the ones we've had before. If we chose the effective tax rate on page 506, we see that the effective rate will bring in $1.38 million additional revenue, and that's mainly on the new property, because as you saw, our effective rate was 0.300088. Our last year's rate was 0.307991, which is only 0.07 of a cent difference. So that's why you'll see most of the new property gives you your new amount of income. Maximum rollback rate that we calculated before will give you $6,774,000 additional revenue. And through this different processes of on page 5.8, 1 cent above the effective rate gives you 4.031 million. 1.5 cent on page 5.9 gives you 5,355,640 additional revenue. The 1.75 above the effective rate, which is almost the maximum rollback rate, gives you 6,017,823. And just for clarification, I used the last year's tax rate and last year's road fund rate for the next two calculations, and your prior year tax rate, which is the one we're currently on now, the 307,991, will bring in $3.1 million additional. And the next two pages just shows you the debt service rate at the current rate, which will bring in $540,000 on page 12. And page 13 for the road fund, keeping its rate at the same, will bring in $52,497. And just for clarification on 514, the effective rate for the hospital district will bring $575,589. That's the calculations we have for what the new rates are for what the appraisal district brings in.
Dale, can I ask you a question?
Right.
And I know we have a meeting this week, and one of the things I want to go over with you in more detail is this whole concept on, that I still don't understand how we can't budget X, spend less, and not build our reserves, because under that scenario, I can't see a way where we can ever maintain the effective tax rate without digging into our reserves, which doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to sit down and I want to go into detail with you when we talk about the other stuff that we're meeting with. How does that work for the hospital district? Do they not keep reserves? Because they maintain their effective tax rate every single solitary year. Are they digging into their reserves?
Most of their reserves are contingent on a lot of IGT transfers that they're holding from SPON. They're sitting on 30 or 40, 50 million that they haven't spent out for SPON, so a lot of the reserves are IGT transfers.
IGT stands for, I'm sorry.
Intergovernmental transfer. That's the one that we're using for the 1115 waiver.
So they have all this big pot of money that we don't have, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, so then how is it, though, that, how is it then, how would you describe a scenario where a governmental entity, the county, could maintain the effective tax rate and not dig into their reserves? Because otherwise, you're just basically saying we can never dig into our reserves based on how
Well,
we're
we
doing things.
can if we cut $5 million from the expenses. Because the $3 million is the $2,758,000 that we've been talking about, but revenues are short from expense about $2 million,
Revenues are short from expenses.
which means we have less revenue than expense, about $2 million. So we have to cut $5 million across everything to maintain.
Based on this
level.
proposed budget.
Correct.
So in other words, because we proposed a budget, or a budget has been proposed with $2.765 million more in expenses, in expenses than revenue, we either have to cut, you're saying $5 million, not the 2.75, because that's not
We have to cut the 275 to
Right.
begin with, but the total in its entirety has to be at least 5. Because revenues are short by expenses, because if you look at the one scenario I showed you, we had $87 million worth of revenue to roughly estimating $88 million worth of expenses. So you're a little bit different there. The big problem is when we fund other governmental operations, coastal parks, in the parks, the fairgrounds, we fund $8 million worth of cost of everybody else. So there's the cost. It's a fixed cost that we're transferring funds from the general fund to operate those other.
That's just part of the operations of the county.
Right, but without
nothing
cutting
to do
some other costs, that $8 million's constant. So if you increase this expense, you don't cut down by $2 million, revenue's short by $2 million of revenue. Revenue to expense.
But let's say we would have proposed a budget that had a 0 increase, just for theoretical sense. We would have proposed a budget that didn't have that $2.765 million worth of increases. Then what happens?
Well, because we provided the revenue from the Road District 4 of $2 million, the general fund didn't have to pay that. That's the $2 million I'm talking about that's there. That if you didn't have that cost, that would eat it up.
See, that would have been how you explained it to me, and I would have gotten it. So what you're telling me is because we did that one-time transfer.
One-time transfer.
And now that money has
Has
to
to go back.
has to happen again.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes some sense to me. So basically then, what you're saying is we have to cut 4.765 million to maintain the effective tax rate and not dig into our reserves.
Right.
If we cut 2.765, we maintain the effective tax rate, but then we would dig into our reserves by that $2 million.
Roughly, yes.
See, if you just said that to begin with, that actually makes sense to me. Okay. Thank you. All right, that, no, so basically what you're telling me is, if I want to maintain the effective tax rate, I really need to come up with $4.765 million.
Yes.
Well, if I want to maintain the effective tax rate and not dig into the reserves, it's 4.765. If I want to just maintain the effective tax rate, it's the 2.765.
Well,
And then we're going to cut into reserves.
yeah, if you do the effective tax rate and cut 2.75, then you'll dig into the reserve roughly $1 or $2 million based on
How the year goes.
Yes.
Right. And it may not be the whole two because we're 95% of expenditures versus the 100.
Yes.
Which should make us up something. I mean,
Yes.
that 5% gap that we have in there should mean that we won't cut a solid 2 million into it, but we're going to cut something into it depending on how all that flows during the year and then the flow and the, whatever else we call it, the thing that, what's it called? The float. There you go.
Yes.
So, okay. All right. Okay.
Good.
Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry.
The other scenarios we put together are on 8.1, where we talked about baseline estimates, and we have our baseline projection of what our balances would be. Sorry, someone that's got duplicated, sorry for that. On page 8.1, the very top of the one where we say changes to expenses, the very first one down to the 1 million is the known challenges we have that we don't have a choice to. We must do the continuous, we have to do the sheriff's CBA increase, retirement adjustments, we do health insurance, voting machine, the tax settlement, our contingency requirements for a few of our taxpayers that's filed suit is where we have the ones below, starting at 213 below, are all subject to change, all subject to y'all's discretion of what we want to do right now. We put in what we've known. That's $213,000 of new position. That includes the position that Commissioner Vaughn had asked for building maintenance for the jail. We have limited reclassification, which now includes County Court Law 5, moving the associate judge from 20 hours to 25 hours. These the reclassification elected officials are the two officials that submitted their request, the tax assessor, collector, and the district clerk. Right now, there's a proposal of a cost of living adjustment of 2%. Right now, we have proposed cuts of $1,016,000, and we'll go through that. Some we'll try our best to do some. Some of these are not able to do some of these cuts because there are some restrictions on some fixed costs. The rest of the very bottom, we have a hiring freeze that we're proposing 30 days. Even with 30 days, we'll probably be longer than 30 days by the time we go through all the sequencing of paperwork. By the time the person leaves the office and the office turns their information in the HR department, HR submits it to our department, and we submit it to y'all for reclassification. It could be anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. And then we have the 30 days on top of that, so we're almost 60 days to begin with. So we're proposing that'll give you around 500 or more savings because of the ones. And these exemption include all law enforcement, including the juveniles detention center and their post-adjudication center because they're 24 hours similar to the jail. The rest of the bottom we have below you is the requests and submissions we have for additional possible funds from possible Road District 4, possible adjustment changes, possible reduction of transfers for capital projects, several other outside entities, possible reductions, and then a required transfer for that. So if we go to page 8.2, we'll see that if we do that with, on page 8.1, we included the 1.5 cent above the effective rate, which brings us $5,355,000. Given that, we're proposing an estimated actual fund balance of $19,964,083, which would be 21.1% of revenue. So that's where we gone through the process of doing that. Then we just updated the schedule that we showed you for the new employees requests and the reclassification requests. Christian, I'll let you go ahead and continue if you would like.
Okay. We probably want to take each of these items individually. Do we want to go over to the decision
Yeah,
items
I think
worksheet.
it's time to move over there and then start getting some consensus if we can. We're not voting today. Please note, we're not voting today, but we're trying to reach consensus. Let me ask the county attorney, we have a workshop scheduled tomorrow. When can I start to vote on the budget?
You have a timeline, and I don't.
When
know
is,
what
what's the timeline, Kristen?
But you have to put it, you have to file it 30 days before the actual, when you vote on the budget as a body. So you have to kind of work backwards. I don't know what your timeline says as to when you.
Well, the proposed tax rate will be voted on Wednesday,
15th.
right? You don't actually vote for, to adopt the budget until September 12th.
All right, so the tax rate, we have to vote on,
A proposed tax rate on Wednesday, right? And so I think kind of our goal today is, by giving everybody the decision worksheet, if, the intent was to probably have everybody fill that out, so, because Dale has to be able to have a proposed budget, and if we don't know what everybody's, then obviously this isn't locking anybody in, if you're deciding to do something or not to do something, you can always change your mind, but we have to have something to propose, and since there's so many items at this point that are unknown and we don't ever know everybody's position, this was a worksheet that lists all of the proposed items, whether you're leaning towards it or not leaning towards it, so that way we can have some sort of idea of a consensus so Dale can put the proposed budget together.
good idea, good idea. Thank you for doing this.
Can I ask you, I'm sorry,
Sure, please.
where do these go in our book? I got the 10-1, and
Those are your health insurance rates. They're really not part of the book. They're shown on page 5, the one I just showed you on 8.2, where it showed you our increases in the proposed health insurance of $93,000. Those are just showing you where the values come from. Those have to be additional items that we have. We want to make sure everyone was okay with that because we need to have those numbers soon because we're going to be open enrollment very soon for health insurance, and we need to make sure the rates are there.
okay, so
There's nothing to vote on, just this is what they proposed.
I'm just trying to get my book.
That wasn't never part of the book, no.
Okay, so in your opinion, like I'm just.
I would put those in tab 8.
Okay, that's for the life insurance premium, which is this page and this page. I would put that in tab 8. is what
Yes,
you're saying.
yes.
Okay, and then I've got more on here that I need you to tell me where to put, because I'm just trying to stay organized, because I really take this book home and read it a lot, and I want to make sure I've got the updated info. So I'm going to put this one in 8.
The other information, I would put it in tab 8 as well, because this has to do with the cuts, proposed cuts.
So the annual salary of department head.
I'd put that there too.
Okay, and the salaries and surety bonds of elected officials,
Yes.
and the,
Now, the salaries, I'd put that in tab 9, because that's where tab 10, because that's where our reclassification is.
this one you should
Yes.
put in 10?
Because y'all were requesting the discussion on the HR director's increase.
Right.
So Judge asked me to prepare what the salaries are for all elected officials and all department heads. So I'd put that in tab 10.
Okay, and that's just this one-page
There
thing?
should be 2. There should be one for the elected officials and one for the department heads.
Salaries and surety bonds?
Yes.
That one?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to put that in, you said 10.
Tab 10.
And I'm just, all right. And then I'm going to go to this little proposed cuts.
The cuts would be, I'd do tab 8,
Active tab 8,
because that's where we talk about the $1,160,000 cuts.
proposed cuts. I think this will help everybody if we get this straight, so.
Yeah.
That's 8,
Tab 8.
all right. And then I've got this Commissioners Court Precinct Funds General Government Budget.
That also would be tab 8, because those are the ones we're talking about. There's something on your list of questions on whether we want to reduce some transfers for the capital project, but we also include your special revenue funds. That shows you your balance of those funds, should you want to know where you're at to make the decision.
Okay, tab 8, got it. All right, thank you very much. That clears me up.
They've done a lot of great work.
Absolutely, I just want to make sure I'm organized, so I
Really
appreciate it.
have. They've done a lot of great work.
Anybody want to throw away old stuff so you don't get confused? Sorry. Too much paper.
I try to have dates on all those, sorry if I didn't get
No, no,
dates
no.
on everything.
No,
Good if you put tabs on, number tabs.
yeah,
Are
you're,
those because they weren't originally part of the tabs? I'm sorry I didn't have tab numbers and page numbers. Next time we'll have those on there.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I was confused.
Okay, Kristen.
Okay, so does everybody have a copy of their possible decision item sheet?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you don't, we can get you a copy, you need to,
But, and then the other thing is, I'm sorry, where will we discuss this? Because this could be additional revenue also, in addition to this 1.38. Now, because this effective tax rate revenue has gone up from 411,000 to 1.38. So that's all new non-tax effective rate revenue, right?
New property, yes.
Right, so this 1.38 has gone up significantly from our budget discussions, which is a significant thing.
111 to 1.3, yes, $900,000.
900,000. Then, depending on what this comes in at,
That was provided by the
No, I know.
constable. I did not
I know.
provide that, so.
I know, but I mean, but you're saying we have to like give you these decisions, but we don't have all the info yet, because like, this is an important thing for me.
It could be another 600,000.
I mean, it could be, yeah, I don't know how much it can be, but it could be a lot. So this would be very impacting on my decision in this sheet, so I'm a little,
We'll have to ask the county attorney, because that came from one constable, and this should be all the sheriff and constable, so that she'll have to be the one director where that should go.
well, no, actually, I think we directed for the constable to get with you.
And my staff is working on that now.
Right, and so you've got to give us the numbers on what it could be, and certainly if it's a fair way of saying this is the true cost of doing business, because what Laura's going to say is, if you tell me it's the true cost of doing business, then she's the legal person, not the numbers person, so if you tell her this is the cost of doing business, that's the defensible position on this as an attorney. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth, but that would be my analysis, so it's got to come from your office, and I don't know how long it's going to take. I get it, he just gave it to you, okay? I'm not trying to rush you. I know y'all are busting your butts here, so.
We try to do everything in this, but these fees for the sheriff and constables always come from the sheriff's office, the constables, through the law that's pointed there through the comptroller, and they never really involve my staff in calculating how they come up with the fees. So my staff is working with other counties to see what they're doing, and we're still working up the numbers, so, yes.
So
I
when,
think the fee's gonna be up to us, though.
right, but before Laura can advise us, Laura, tell me if I'm wrong, you're going to say it's got to be the cost of doing business, right? I mean, that's the law, which is fair. And if Dale says, based on my numbers, this is the cost of doing business, then we know that's the cost of doing business. If he says it's less or more, and like Mitchell, when he sent this, it said it could be less or more, but, because he doesn't know all the intangible costs. But the point is, when you get comfortable that this is the cost of doing business, and then we'll know what the number is if we do this increase, that is could have an impact on this budget, or if we vote for it. We hadn't even voted on it yet.
Bring around about $1 million a year. So if we increase the cost from what we are proposing from 75 to 95, depending on the number of filings, yeah, it can be another $200,000 or $300,000, $400,000, rough estimate. And going over the numbers that the constable had, the salary numbers he had were right where they need to be. Where their intangible costs may be there that my staff's kind of working on.
So let's assume, just for the sake of discussion, and we know it can change mano a mano, but if this number's right, that these numbers he's given us, and their cost of doing business, and we go back and calculate just on these numbers for all four, or all five constables, sorry.
5 constables.
Five constables and the sheriff, we ought to be able to have a rough number from you guys, rough number, right? To where we could say, that might be, as Joe said, 600, it could be 400, because that's a lot of money that, before we sit here and look at it on the table now, a hard tax increase, a big tax increase, then, I need to have all the ammo I can to fight that. I mean,
Right, and just remember, it's going to be a hard item to try to determine on what they're actually serving, if they're doing a regular serving of execution deeds or trust funds or other trust show of cost, $75, $95, but then if they have a lot of your other writs, which is your $180 or more, then that would be the case. Elva, did you have a chance to?
I sent you an email.
$200.
Basically, that we didn't get all the activity,
Like an average.
that nobody had the actual activity. We based it on Odyssey. These are all the expenses on the
Okay, go
different.
make a copy of this, and I'm going to have you present, okay? Be just a second, we'll have something for you very soon.
Okay, all right, I'll let that be worked on, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna have a hard time, Kristen, getting to where you're going, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but I can't get to where you're going exactly. Some of these I can, but some of them I can't until I get these numbers.
These are our numbers right now, right? This is ours.
that's what the constable provided, he emailed that to me yesterday.
That's what they were charging right
And
now.
if you do want
Yes.
to insert that in your folder, I would put it on tab 3, where we talk about the revenue.
Tab 3, okay.
No, tab 2, sorry, tab 2. Tab 3 is
I think
expense.
this
Tab
is-
2 is your revenue where you'll see at the bottom of 201, you have your constable fees and your sheriff fees. And that's where those processing fees will be processed.
And I think I think what he sent us, I think what he sent us is his proposal for the up. So this number has the increases in it, right?
Yes.
Like, right? Okay.
Yes, it does say, attach, please provide
think.
find the proposed new civil fees process. So
So these are his proposed, not what we're currently charging, these are his proposed.
Correct.
Okay.
that's how I'm reading it.
That's
yeah.
why I read it, I just want to make sure. And you said, I'm sorry, tab 3?
Do tab 2.
2, okay.
Tab 2 is your revenue, and tab 201, you'll see at the bottom, constable and sheriff fee, that's where those fees are coming in at.
Maybe I won't interrupt again, but go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I'm
That's why
sorry.
we're here today. We need
Yeah.
to get this cleared up.
Okay.
Because we've got some decisions to make here pretty quickly, and Wednesday's around the corner. All right, what I'd like to ask you all to do is let's leave item 1 out right now, because we're not ready to talk about item 1, but we're ready to talk about proposed expenses and changes that we might make to the budget to lead us back to what Brent's talking about and others are talking about, a discussion on the actual tax rate and where we are. So I'm not asking anybody to publicly talk about voting if you want, or talk about your opinion, but if you want to, fine, let's talk about it. Item 2, I don't think there's a question there. We have to do item 2.
That's correct. That's in accordance with the collective bargaining
So
agreement.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7, let's talk about 7 just a little bit. Okay? I want to make sure everybody understands what this is. I know what it is. I think goodness gracious, you'd think I'd eaten this morning, I haven't. I think we ought to, what 7 is, go over it one more time, Dale.
Yes, sir. 7 was set up several years ago when we did the lighting revisions to the courthouse and other facilities of the county to try to save money on our electricity costs. Part of that agreement, we got a loan from the state called SECO loans, Special Energy, I'm not sure what the CO stands for, but that's an obligation from the state that we had to fund a debt service for doing the service. That debt service required that we pay for the debt service with energy savings alone. This cannot be funded through taxes at all, so we had to fund this, and that runs anywhere from $625,000 to $630,000 a year. So we transfer that funds to this department to pay for that. Recently, we had a phase 2 of that agreement where we put in some air handlers to the jail. I think we put a few energy savings means to the juvenile facility. We did this a little bit differently. We did this on a lease to own because we're leasing the equipment, and that averages anywhere between $400,000 to $450,000 a year. So those two together is $1.1 million, which is what we transfer. Part of the first phase 1 had some requirements that we had to have the person that did the refit to monitor the energy savings, that it must meet a certain threshold every year, or they would be required to provide a check to the county. We have an agreement with them throughout the process of this phase 1, which probably lasts another 8 to 10 more years because that's how the debt service is. That runs about $65,000 to $67,000 a year. To make sure that they're honest, we also have LVN, which is an engineering service, which does their second review of those energy savings that we must fund. These also expenses are being paid out of this particular department. We didn't have part of the transfers going there because we had a little addition of resources there to cover this. Those resources have been expired, so now at this point, we need to increase the transfer from the general fund by $150,000 to make the total transfer to this department of $1,250,000 to cover the expenses we need to pay the debt, pay the lease to own, as well as the consultant and engineering services related to the energy savings that we have at the courthouse.
Very good. Thank you very much. All right. Now, if we can look at the item decision items and look at 8-1, on 8-1, the first 3 items are right off the decision items. We have to do that. We'll come back in just a moment to the health insurance. Then we have voting equipment, valuation suit, general fund transfer special revenues. Now, we are back now to number 8. The recommendation of the court of us is that we increase the cost of the health insurance 1% per employee and 1% for employer, and we have given you a sheet of paper, 2 sheets of paper, and Brent asked about a while ago where they go, but he's given us we've given you 2 sheets of paper, and Kristen, would you tell us exactly what that means to us as cost, please?
Yes. So the first sheet that you'll see entitled Nueces County Group Health and Life Insurance Premiums Approved Rates for Fiscal Year 2017-2018, those are our current rates. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare those to the next page, which is the fiscal year 2018-2019 proposed rates, and the proposed rates does reflect the proposed 1% increase on the employee and employer side. So if we look at just an employee-only current rate, the current monthly employee deduction is $38.72. And if you flip the page, that would be going up to $39.10 on a 1% rate.
Okay?
Taking that down the line, employee children would be going from $299.50 to $302.50.
Thank you.
Employee spouse would be going from $304.78 to $307.82. And the employee with family would be going from $500.14 to $500.14.
That's monthly.
That's monthly, that's correct.
All right, that's monthly, okay. County contributions,
The county contributions would be going on a monthly basis, would be going for employee only from $644.02 to $650.46. Employee children would be going from $969.74 to $979.44. An employee spouse would be going from $1,029.78 to $1,040.08. And employer family would be going from $1,639 to $1,655.38.
okay, so off page 08-1, the cost to the county to do this is $95,823, right?
That's correct.
Okay, that's correct, annually.
Annually, and that's assuming the 1%.
Okay, I certainly support that. It's up to you all to think about that, but I certainly support that we do that to keep this fund sound. But that's a clear understanding of what it would cost our employees and a clear understanding of what it would cost the county. And as you can see, the county cost is a little less than $100,000. And that takes us down to item number 9, the COLA. And I think we've had a lot of discussion there. Commissioner Gonzalez said he'd like to see a 2.5% increase. We have folded in to 8-1, a 2% increase. And I think you can see the difference in cost to an employee with children goes up $3 a month, right? $3 a month, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay, that's a 1%,
Yes.
1%. The 2% increase for that same employee, $200 or $300 a month?
Per month, no.
Huh?
No, not per month. It would be, depending on their salary, it would probably be anywhere from $40 to $50 a month.
$40 to $50 a month
Yes.
on the average cost.
Average, yes.
So we're asking them to increase their cost with children, $3 a month,
Yes.
and we're proposing a 2% increase to take it to $40 a month.
Roughly, yes.
Okay, all right. So that's the effect of a 2%. Did you figure 2.5%?
Sir.
What's that?
2.5% for the general fund is $870,000.
870. Okay, all right, which is $180,000 more.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, ladies and guys, you need to figure out what you think what you'd like to do. I'm still a 2% guy. That's gonna be where I'm headed.
2.5.
Well, you can say no if you don't want a 2%. But my approach today to get us to the bottom would be have built into our proposal on 8.1 and 8.2 a 2% raise, and that would be what I would support. You guys can think about, ladies can think about this. And at the end of the day, we'll turn all this stuff into Kristen, and we'll begin to formalize a point. If you want 2.5, we can't vote on it, Joe, but you can certainly express your opinion.
No, and just to be clear, we won't be collecting these at the end today.
Will not.
We will not. So this is just more of
Okay,
a
I'm fine. I'm
draft
sorry,
for
I
you.
misunderstood. I apologize.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. I misunderstood. Okay, limited new positions, item 10. That's off tab 9 in our book. And we have added to that the request of Commissioner Vaughn to add a full-time maintenance worker under Public Works to concentrate on the jail. So this is a new Public Works employee.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. And that cost with the limited new positions is $213,000. Let's look at tab 9 together, please, so we'll all stay on the same page.
That'd be the new information I'll provide you.
Okay, that's right, we've got a new sheet. I'm sorry, we do have. God, I can't believe you guys were as good as you are. Where is that?
And it's also in the screen, if you want to look on the screen.
Oh, okay, very good. All right, what we did when we got this together for the court, we went back through all the requests, and what I tried to do with my staff and our staff and the altar staff was to look at what we really need to help the employees, help the elected officials or appointed officials do their job better, at the same time, not putting any more stress on the budget than we thought we could. And there may be some people on there you don't want, or you do want, and that's fine. But that's a $213,000 hit to the general fund. It's district clerk, county sheriff, constable precinct 3, medical examiner, district attorney, building superintendent, and is the first one the jail? Yes, the first one is the jail, recommended by Commissioner Vaughn. So there are your options. When we get down to the nitty-gritty, you can do whatever you think, and we'll have that discussion. But there's the proposal for tab 9, limited new positions.
Okay, I just, on tab 9, I don't know.
Yeah,
We need
sure.
to include the JP case manager. It's not a new position or anything, so I don't remember. I think it just put in money like $30,000 to make sure that salary's taken care of in case they don't make those monies.
From an analysis that I looked at, this coming year, fiscal year 18-19 will be okay. It's going to be that following year that you're going to run into an issue.
Yes.
What, it's gonna be
So-
We have a juvenile case manager paid out of our special revenue funds, 1380, where they handle several of the JP's courts for the juvenile cases that they have coming through there. Prior to this, last few years, the person that was there was part-time. The average number of revenue coming into that fund anywhere is between $45,000 to $50,000 roughly. So that was paying the part-time. But when we became full-time and with other costs, that cost now jumped up to $60,000 to $70,000, so $40,000 doesn't pay for that. But we have resources in that fund right now to cover this full year, but we still, if you wanted to decide that, my recommendation, if you want to decide that, would be on page 10, where we do reclassification, where we split it between wherever you want to split the funds from. It's not really a new position, as you said, it's just reclassifying, as we've done before in the past, like we split the IT person that works for the JPs was 50% county and 50% the other tech fund. And that's where I would put it if y'all chose to do something this year.
Has no effect on the budget.
No effect on the budget. Well, it would on the general fund because it'd be add additional cost to the general fund.
It does.
Yes. It'd be half of the 30,000, so it'd be around about $15,000.
All right, let's go to tab 10.
And right now, it's not there in tab 10, but that's where
Okay.
we would put the reclassification, moving it from 100% out of Fund 13 to 50/50 or whatever you also choose.
I think 50/50 is good, I just make sure, because they're bringing in some money, but sometimes not enough money, I don't know why, but.
We will be able to, when we get to the voting, we'll be able to vote on that, so. All right, tab 10, as you can see on the screen, these are proposed reclassifications. These are things that the elected officials have asked for, some of the appointed positions that have asked for. We've talked about each one of these, but here you are again. Here's tab 10, showing county clerk, elections, tax assessor, human resources, county auditor, Hilltop. Are there other, what's the second page?
Page 2 is continuation of the general fund. That's where we had County Court Law 5, the very top one.
All right.
Page 2.
All right, so your county court at law associate judge, add 10 hours, 13,000, and we've included that, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
You added 5, I thought you said you only added.
Well, 5 per, so we're talking about annual is going from 40 hours per week for 50 hours per week, because it's bi-weekly, it's 5 hours each week, yeah.
Wrong judge. You're talking about the magistrate, or the old magistrates.
Yeah.
The ones here, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
My bad.
All right, there you go. So there you see the total for reclassifications, including what we just talked about, 49,212. So new positions, limited reclassifications, roughly $260,000. All right, so if you go back to 8.1, on 8.1, we have 213,000, which is off tab 9. We have 49,000, which is off tab 10. Okay, now we're going down to reclassifications of inland parks, community services, and coastal parks. Our suggestion and recommendation is a 5% increase for those two. With benefits, you see it's 49.54 and 45.03. These are hardworking guys. At any rate, we're suggesting to the court originally a 5% increase. And that's shown on your 8.1 as a total of 12,721, correct?
No, that 12,781 is the reclassification for the elected officials, because these two departments
Right,
are
I'm
not
sorry,
general
I
fund,
missed
it's
that.
not part of 8.1.
Okay, it's not a part of 8.1, it's separate. I apologize, separate. Okay, number 14, reclassify elected officials to county clerk level, tax assessor, collector, and district clerk. That's your 12,000.
I had 12,000, they did some changes on the numbers, they made it to 15.
No, it's really back down to the 12, because the 15 was taking into account the continuance, which that's not correct, because nobody else took that into account.
All right, so we're doing the 12,721 is the
Which is
reclassification.
which is off 081, right?
So instead of 15,099, it's 12.
That's wrong.
12,721.
Right, the 15 included a continuance step that the tax assessor will be getting next year, but that's already included in the total of the continuance pay, so we didn't want to add it twice.
So 12,721 substitutes for 15,099.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay.
All right, then we go to the proposed hiring freeze savings. We discussed 60 days. Kristen and Dale and I sat down and we tried to back into a number based on actual time. And while it says 30 days, it's probably going to be a whole lot closer to 60 by the time we post, re-elect, select, hire, unfreeze, and all that stuff. So the proposal is a 30-day freeze, which is, if you understand me, more than 30 days, all right? And it's probably around $500,000 at this number.
Professor, yes.
It depends on which department where the bigger payrolls are. But we're suggesting to the court that we think we can get $500,000 savings by doing this for 30 days. And so that's the proposal, and that's the savings, and that's shown on 8081,
One on the hiring freeze, the 500,000.
that's right, $500,000. And that's where that is.
And as it says on 15, this excludes the sheriff's office, the constable's office, the DA, as well as juveniles detention centers that they have.
Any law enforcement and the DA office.
Right.
And the juvenile.
The
Yes.
juvenile detention and post adjudication. Yes.
Okay, all right. No, we're not gonna punish any of those guys who have to do that to fully staff. So that gets you to where we're on 15. All right, item 16, countywide across the board cuts. We have been given a sheet, and they've done a lot of work on this, guys. It is very, very difficult to cut some of these departments. It's very, very difficult, where you have a very small department and their budgets are really thin anyway. But we have made a good stab, and it's on the page that starts off proposed cuts that you have. And that gets us down to general government, building and facilities, all the way down to the bottom where it says total coastal parks. Now, Dale, you and Kristen, for the benefit of the court, go back through how you got there.
Yes, sir. I worked with Christian on this. We decided to do what was discussed of a 1% cut. However, we've factored our cuts not on any salary or benefit cost. So we went down from the operational expenses, which is your office supplies, your copying machines, your internet services, your travel expenses, and the other budget information, to try to get to a $1 million cut. Theoretically, when we did this is more like a 4% cut, not a 1% cut, because to get 1 million, I had to cut 4% from this. And some of these are, then I took those budget items that were below salaried, to find out what the total was, to try to get a value of what I need to do to reach the $1 million. And these are the departments that we have, and this shows you how much I would have to cut from each department. We haven't done any cuts yet. From each of the departments to reach the level that we want to do of a $1 million cut. Now, as Judge Neal was saying, that this is going to be extremely hard because some of them are small, and however, some of them also have some restricted expenses. What does that mean? Restricted expenses is our copying machines are based on our contract we have with RICO. That's a certain cost. My staff and I go through this each year to determine what your exact cost is for that particular piece of equipment, so we cannot cut that. We go through and we do not recommend cutting the utility costs, which is your electric and your gas and your water, because those rates can go up and down depending on how we use stuff. So those are probably items that we really can't do a lot of cuts to. The other reasons that we have some other cuts that might have for our postage, my staff goes through the postage area and find out how much each of them do, so we take the costs we have to try to allocate. So a lot of these cuts may not be able to be done in the amounts that we show here. So we would have to go through each one of them individually. We'd have to try to work with the departments to find out how it would be to cut their expenses. For example, 1570, which is our building superintendent, where all of our repair and maintenance of the buildings is, we're proposing to cut $124,211.76. As we saw in the last few years, they were right at 95 to 100% of their budget every year. So we're saying if you expense this and we're going to cut this, then we'll have to bring in more and more and more budget change orders because they're going to reach their threshold faster because of the repairs.
Right, and I'd also like to point out, so we haven't got to it yet, but the next item, which is the budget increases, the 155,000, that's where we went through the other day, and we went through all of the department budget requests, and we recommended an increase or a decrease based on those requests. And so that is factored into this $1 million cut, but the problem is, for example, on the jail. So I believe we added, I'd have to go back, but I think we added maybe $50,000 to their budget, which is included in that 155,000. However, now if we do the 1% cut, we're taking away 82,000. So we had to give them 55, but we're taking away 82, and so it really just doesn't make sense.
And then the scenario you're saying on the second page where we have administrative justice, County Court Law 5, we know they're always over budget because of the continuous of how they run their court. They run it tight as it can be, but just cost may go over budget. We increased their budget in what Christian was saying, of $30,000, roughly 30,000. Now with this, we're saying we're gonna cut 19. So we're giving them some, but taking some away, so that's some of the scenarios where some of the stuff is gonna be where how do we pull this stuff out? And for all the district courts and the county courts, most of that's gonna come from court-appointed attorney fees, which we have to provide whether they're there or not. So that's some of the scenarios we had to go through to come this, the actual cuts have not been done, we just have this what we're proposing. As I said before, this does not include any salaries or benefits or any related cost of salary benefits, which include car allowances or any, those balances. So that's where these numbers come from, to try to get the $1 million that we're assuming is a 1% cut of the total revenue, total expense. But the expense we're talking about is 4%.
And,
Go ahead. My bad.
I've been thinking about, not call some department heads this weekend, just to see how they feel about the 1%, and most of them are real, in fact, all of them are real cooperative, so, if I got it, you can have it, some, if you got 5% over, so maybe you can have 2%, and I think maybe we need to look at those, people that when the budget's over, and they've got that 5% over, anything 5% above or 4%, and we can cut back at 1% or 2%. I think we need to look at those, and you can kind of, I guess you can tell in history of how, how the last 3 years, what they always have 5 or they always have 7 or have 8, but I think that if there's some that are or that a little fat, we need to cut back maybe 2%. I'm just saying, I don't know if there's a way to, if you do across the board, I'm sure someone's going to be, they're going to hurt some people that won't be able to do it. But if, you might not be able to do those, but if you can do somebody else 2%, and I think that there are people out there that are willing to do that, I really do, the ones that I talked to anyway, they had no problem, doing 2% if, we needed 2%.
And I agree, there are some that can do that, but there are some expenses that we can't cut.
Right.
Based on, we have either contract or services.
Well,
A lot of our IT is
Yeah, a
through
lot of money
internet
would,
services
a lot
or
of money that
contract.
come from would probably be either the professional services that most of them don't use, or probably maybe be some of the travel that probably some of them departments don't even use either. I think that those are the areas we have to look at, that, if they're willing to say, you know what, you can have 2%, well, then,
Well, right now, with the expenses I'm looking at is 4%.
No, if you cut people, but 1% of
We're
operations.
not gonna cut people. Y'all
Right.
have to determine.
Right.
Right. So
It's 4% of operations.
4% of operations.
that's what we talked about on
So 1%
Friday.
across the board, but we can't really affect salary positions. So we had to take everything below salary to find
Right,
out
so
if
you're,
we get the million.
I thought what we said at Friday, when you and I talked on Friday, you said 1% operation cut.
Well, the 1% operation cut was $200,000. That's what I mentioned.
it's 1 million.
If we do the cost we're proposing here, that's 4% of operation expense.
Or 1%
4% of
across the
your
board, period.
Well, across the board, you have to include the salaries.
No, you tell them, you get to come up with 1% of your budget.
1% that gets you down only $200,000, not $1 million.
No, you go to the department head and said, you have to make a 1% cut in your department, and they decide,
We can do that.
and they decide.
Didn't we say 1%?
But as long as it took them to provide us our budget
I know, I'm just
packages, it's, if they don't provide the information to me and Kristen to do that, what do we do?
I'm just saying,
I'm just trying to.
lay out all the there's all kinds of alternatives. I know you may not like some of the alternatives, but I'm saying there are different alternatives, and one of those alternatives is to say 1% across the board, department head, you figure out how to do it.
And I agree with that, and we're going to ask that of the elected officials and all the department heads, but we know when we sent out our budget packets, we had deadlines of when they were supposed to be turned into us, and some of them were months late.
Well, I get it, but
Well,
no one wants to do it.
And
But
I've got a requirement that I have to have the proposed budget to you by September 1. Earlier, it's not that far away.
What if you say if you don't do it at a certain time, then we actually, 1% comes off?
we do it for you.
1% comes off. I mean,
Well, again, the 1% is including salaries.
1% including salary?
Yes.
No, 1%, it can include salaries. It doesn't have to include salaries. In other words, it's up to the department head to make that cut, and if the department head can come up with their 1% by not doing salaries, which I believe a lot of them
Reach the $1
can.
million you want.
No, if they do a 1% across the board, if they cut their department by 1%, then yes, we will.
Not cutting salaries, no.
But Dale, listen to me. I'm not saying not cutting salaries. I'm saying the department head chooses.
Right, right.
So department head chooses what he or she decides what the 1% is. If he or she decides he's got it in salaries, that's up to he or she to do. If he can do it without, he or she can do without, that's up to him. We're saying department heads, if, that one alternative is to say 1% across the board, we can say 4% of non-salary people, or we can say 1% of across the board, and department head, you figure it out, which it's their department. They ought to figure it out. It ought to be up to them. And if they think they can do it with salaries because they got someone they don't want, or they've got a position they don't need, that's a good way for that department head, in my opinion, to look at it and say, what do I essentially have to have here? So it would be up to us to direct how to do that. But I get it. You're saying 4% of non-salaried or 1% across the board, and the department can do what they want.
I just need to know what our options are if we do this and send it out to the department heads and whoever we have to do, and they don't reply to us, what do I cut?
Well, and that's what we'll have to figure out. We'll have to say, if you don't do it, we will.
But I need it very quickly because our budget is required to be to y'all within a certain time, so y'all can do this.
September 5th is the proposed budget.
So we're talking about 2 weeks.
We'll get there.
I hear you. I mean,
We'll get there.
don't know if there's votes for it.
We'll do a lot more tomorrow.
On the balancing part, could you also, so now that we've got $1.3 million instead of 4.1, just so everybody knows, what's the new cut number? It's not 2.75 anymore, plus the 2. It's probably 900,000 less than the 2.765, plus what we need to not dig into the reserve. So I need to know that exact number so I can at least figure out if I can get there.
Or if we were at 5 million at the 411 and we take a 900,000 of that, we're probably 4.2.
Well, if we were at 2.765, which was what it was on the first proposed budget, right? And then we take off 900 from that and add back in whatever we feel like we need to, whatever the reserve number is, then it's going to be 2.765 minus 900,000, which is about 1.8 something, plus, let's say your whole 2 million, which I don't know that we have to do the whole 2 million, as you said, that's more like 3.8. And I don't want to like throw a number out there and get it in people's head. I'd like to get a little bit more of an exact, because I don't like to round up. I like to be actual, because we keep saying it was 3 when it was really 2.765, and that's not 3. So by my calculations, it's about 3.8. To do the effective tax, to maintain the effective tax rate should be right around 1.8, 1.9 now with the new money. And to maintain the effective tax rate and not cut into the reserves would be somewhere 1.8, 1.9 plus 1.5 to 2 million based on what you'd said before. So it's going to be somewhere in that 3.5 to 3.8, huh?
3 million.
3 million.
3 million to not cut into reserves? 3 million in cuts to not cut into reserves?
Right.
Okay, that's your, all right, okay.
Because I would put in the balance if we do the proposed with the cuts we already have here, including the possible bringing in of Road District 4 funds
Right.
of $1 million.
Right.
I still need $3 million,
To 3 million to,
not cut into reserves.
and maintain the effective tax rate. Okay, all right, so 3 million, that's the number. And then depending on what the new revenue is from the Constable Clark's thing, that would take that number down if the court votes on that also,
Slightly, yes.
depending on what it is. Okay, so, all right, probably not that much, but maybe 2.7, I don't know.
Okay,
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
we're now down to, tab 6.6.
Okay, so what, I'm sorry, Judge,
Yeah.
so what do we decide about 16? I mean, are we gonna go,
16?
so we're gonna go with the 1%?
We'll go with the number we have until we can get some better number, but this is around $1 million.
Which one?
Number 16.
Around $1 million. All right, 17?
Okay, 17 was what I discussed just a while ago. That was where we went through each of the department requests and either added or decreased their budget, and the overall effect was a $155,287 increase.
Okay. All right, then 17 is where on this sheet of paper?
That is in your original budget book on
right.
tab 66.
666, I got it. All right, 18,
Okay, 18 is for the Corpus Christi Regional Economic Development Corporation, and this has generally been $35,000 from the general fund, and then amongst each of the commissioners and the judge, an additional 15,000. I know there was some discussion, and there will be a little bit discussion further down about possibly doing away with the outside agencies. So if that were to happen, the $50,000 would still be necessary. And so this would either need to come from the remainder, because the $35,000 is already budgeted, because it's always been paid. So the remainder $15,000 would either need to come from the general fund, or, Judge, did you have an alternative, or?
well, it depends on what the court wants to do with those other funds.
Okay.
If we strip those funds out, it's going to be very difficult for the commissioners and I to come up with $15,000. But I think right now what we're trying to do is there a general consensus, and we won't know that day, but is there a general consensus we need to fund the EDC at 50,000? I think we do. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but I think we do. That's my personal opinion.
Judge, I'd like to
Yeah.
just ask, because I'll tell you, this year, well, late 17 into all of this year, I have dealt with the CCRSDC extensively. I mean, you're talking about a lot of projects that are going on along the I-69, Highway 44 corridor, up and down, down towards, towards Driscoll and Bishop area, up towards Cal Allen area. So they have really been working a lot with us, and of course, you know that, Judge. But what I wanted to ask was on this $15,000 increase, I believe that we should provide more, but I know, isn't there a formula or something that you put a certain amount of money in, you're able to get more representation? Does that get us to this point, or is this just kind of saying we recognize that they've been doing a lot of work for the county and we're just kind of stepping up a little bit more?
Yeah, I think this is kind of the minimum level that we've been putting in as a total.
Board seat,
Without, then we're
50,000.
not
Now, I
without
will tell you, our
representation.
board member has done a good job.
And who's that again?
Which pool?
Butch, oh, Butch, yeah.
Yeah, Butch has done a good job.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got to keep them on.
This is for, we're wrapping ourselves down, so that's up to us. Animal control, I've suggested we put another $10,000 in there, John, and John, you may want to comment on that. I've talked to the health department. They're going to start reemphasizing a lot of things over there. Carolyn Vaughn has been out and looked at that. We need some help there. And my suggestion is that the county add $10,000, and I've been talking to Annette, and we're going to restructure some of that. So we're right on the lip of the cup over there, guys, and we need to make some changes.
All right,
Commissioners can always pitch in, you want.
You're right, we need to step it up. I mean,
Yeah.
they're doing a lot of work, and I see it every time I get out there to the Robstown office, and I know Commissioner Vaughn has been out there too, and, they're like every county employee, they're doing more with less, and it just amazes me how many animals and citizens are able to service out there, connect back with the owners, or find proper homes for them, or, do their main duty, which is to try to control, obviously, a rabies population when that comes up. But I think anything that we can do will help them. I know right now, for a lot of budgets, they're tight, and so they're stretching their dollars out through the end of the fiscal year. But I think any amount would be appreciated and be well used. They're very efficient out there, and they're not wasteful at all, so.
And I think they work for the health department. They really don't work for us.
And
but
Judge, I appreciate you putting that in there, because
Yeah.
I think we are going to need more, because they need a new fence. They need the vaccinations. We just need upper game.
Well, we're gonna do something, and it may be a combination of several things, but health department and I are gonna push something that I think the court will appreciate along with this. Number 20, this is Valero. I think we all know what that is. Possibility of a lawsuit. We've got to put some money in there to handle that. That's what 20 is.
Just to clarify, though, it's not an increase. It is just moving budget from, that was,
One department to another.
yes, from 1,500 to 1,285.
All right, road district fund transfer 21. I think we got a bunch of red stuff down there, get Dale, so let's talk about that.
Right now, there's a proposal until we have a road district 4 meeting to say whether this is totally allowable right now. We're proposing that Road District 4 contribute $500,000 to the road fund for the operation of Precinct 4's road expenses, and we talked to the road engineer, and at least $800,000 every year is allocated to Precinct 4, so that is totally allowable should the Road District 4 approve the transfer. Coastal Park funds, they have, part of their funds is operations, but operations they have where they clean roadways, access roads, beach cleaning functions, and at least part of the expenses we're putting in there is road-related. So we believe the additional $500,000 from Road District 4 would fund, those funds would be coming from Road District 4 and would not be required from the general fund, therefore reducing the general fund transfers by $1 million.
All right, now, at the conclusion of this workshop, we're going to go into a Road District 4 meeting because we have been told by county attorney and by Kristen that we need to have formal approval to make the recommendation on 21. So just hold that thought. We're going to come back to that. It's on the agenda, and we will come back to that in just a few minutes. Number 22.
Okay, number 22, there's 3 different components we're looking at. The first one we've already discussed, the capital projects. So $50,000 each year is transferred from the general fund to each of the commissioners and to the judge in their capital projects funds. So if you did eliminate that, that would be a total savings of $250,000. I don't think that we discussed in the budget workshops yet, so we wanted to bring these to your attention as well, that each year there's $70,000 in addition to this $50,000 that's transferred from the general fund to the commissioners and judge special revenue fund, the precinct fund. And $20,000 of that has always been dedicated to the outside agencies, and the remaining $50,000 is just for your precinct funds. So there would be, if that's another consideration, a total of $70,000, or if you wanted to look at just individual components, $50,000 for the precinct and $20,000 of that dedicated to the outside agencies. So that would be an additional $350,000 savings if you did decide to eliminate that.
All right, so to clarify where we are, each commissioner gets $50,000 for capital projects.
Yes,
$50,000 for special revenue.
right. It's actually a total of $70,000 to the special revenue, but $20,000 has generally been dedicated to the outside
Right,
agencies.
So the total annual allocation to the commissioners is $120,000. Is that correct?
To each commissioner, yes.
And the judge.
And the judge, yes,
Okay, so that's the total here that you have.
yes.
So if you elect not to take that, you can do that. So we will know when we get to the voting whether or not that's really going to affect us and whether there's any savings there over what we have here, right?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Decision time coming up. Okay, number 23.
23 is our coastal parks. Last year, because we weren't sure of how the hurricane was going to affect the operations of coastal parks, we put an additional contingency of $300,000, making their total transfer $1.217 million, where the normal transfers is $917. So we're saying we are going to take that contingency back away from them, getting the transfers back to $917,000. And also, as we talked about before, if the Road District 4 allows the transfer of funds, that $500,000 will be a reduction of the transfer we need from the general fund to the road fund, getting their total transfers as is for a total savings of the general fund of $800,000.
Okay,
I have a question.
question?
Yeah, I just want to just make sure I clarify this, Dale. Back, go ahead in 21, there's $500 there, so now we're going back to 23, it's another $500?
$500,000 in 21 is the one in 23.
Oh, that same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just
And the 300,000 He's not the same, he's not anywhere else up there?
No, last year when we had the Hurricane Harvey hit our county, we were assuming that there was going to be a lot of loss in coastal parks because of all the destruction that was in Port Aransas, as well as Pottery Barney's parks. So we put a contingency in the budget of $300,000, should if they needed the funds, the transfer would have happened. We are now, after we doing our estimate of coastal parks, we do not believe that $300,000 is needed, so we're removing that contingency appropriation transfer to the coastal parks, getting the transfers back to where they were in the past.
Because he's back where to, or?
$917,000.
To the general fund?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Number 24, we've had a lot of discussions, a lot of meetings here with Chairman Hunter and Chairman Abel and everybody else. This is going to be another really, really tough legislative session on windstorm. As you know, they're proposing a 5% increase. There is a coalition across Corpus Christi between the city, the county, the port, the chambers, and a lot of people to try to bring on some extra help for our legislative group. My recommendation has been all along that we support this to the tune of $25,000. We've been very supportive in the past. This directly affects the pocketbook of every citizen in Nueces County. So it's in there. When we get around to this, we can decide, but I certainly hope that we can recommend and respond to the request of our elected officials that we need to support the employees, and that's what this is. And the last one, the social services, we've had a lot of discussions with Rebecca about the cost of burying people or cremating people. She thinks, and I'll let Kristen explain that, she thinks she's got it in her budget, but let's talk about that.
Okay, yes, so there's been a couple of funeral homes that have dropped services because they think that our allotment is not enough, and so Rebecca, the Director of Social Services, has a few proposals to increase the allotments. For caskets, it would be a $100 increase from $200 to $300. For professional services, a $200 increase from $400 to $600. And a $150 increase for cremations from $650 to $800. Now, the original proposal, she did say that it would increase the expenses by $24,900. However, even with that increase, she thought she could stay within the budgeted amount. Now, I do notice, depending on what sort of cut that they do have, the proposed cut is about $23,000, so that would wash that increase and that decrease out. So we would probably have to talk with her to see if that would still be manageable or not.
Need to have that discussion.
Okay.
This is a critical issue. If you look at across the board, the major counties in Texas do a lot of different things. Some of the major counties just cremate. They do not offer a regular burial. We're still offering for the families, if we can find them, or the deceased, a regular burial and a cremation. But it seems to be, I don't know this, but it seems to be that across Texas, the major counties are having tremendous expenses, and many of them are moving more toward a mandatory cremation of the indigent. So
Nothing wrong with that.
no, well, we'll just have to have that discussion. So, but anyway, that's what this is all about, and we'll have to, we need to support Rebecca because they do a great job, and it's a tough job. But if more and more funeral homes say we're not going to do that at the current cost, we'll have to look at that. So
I
that's,
have two more questions on the budget here.
please,
Dale, on this, when I went back on the general fund, the contingency of $300,000, is that gonna give us a savings then? If we're gonna put it back into the general account? I mean, would that?
We didn't have to take it from it, so it's really not a savings, it's just, we don't have to transfer it, so. It's not coming from,
So we haven't transferred it all, it was just sitting
we
there?
didn't transfer this year because Road District 4 transferred it for us, so if Road District 4 was not there, we would have probably had to transfer that, which would cost the county the $300,000 in contingency because of the way the fund was needed.
So after all, at the end of the day, we counted all this money, that's being counted as part of that money in the general account?
The $300,000 is part of the general account, yes.
But the $300,000 is set aside as a contingency,
It was set aside as contingency.
and we're moving it out of that
taking it out and
contingency,
leaving it as fund balance.
putting it back because the coastal parks didn't need it.
Correct.
But I'm just saying, I mean, does that gives us more money to look at instead of?
Well, it just adds to your fund balance.
made it, now
So
we're looking at
we're,
maybe-
right now, budget is allocating your reserves. Right now, we don't have to allocate that $300,000 to the reserves.
Okay. The other question I have that I don't, we haven't brought up, and I don't know where it's coming from, is that the $750,000 to Parks and Wildlife. What are we doing with that? I mean, where's that coming from?
We haven't done anything on that.
Well, we better figure out where you're gonna get it. We're gonna,
We don't even have an answer. We don't know. That's not in.
well, I mean, yeah.
The
but
budget
we
this
gotta know.
cycle, we didn't have this discussion. I know the county attorney's working with y'all on the observation deck at the pier. Right now, there's no determination on how the funding source would be. However, if it works out that we would be required to refund the money, then it would have to come from the general fund.
And we've had no response yet.
No response.
I checked, Monday, a week ago,
So then,
and they still haven't given us a response.
so that goes up another 750,000.
When the actual settlement comes due, yes, but right now, it's not being part of the budget. So right now, we're not factoring that into the cost.
Okay, because we don't know. We have not gotten any kind of definite response. All right, you gave us constable and sheriff fees, cost per activity. What you're saying is,
I've got my internal audit staff here. that
Oh, hi.
We're going to go over some of the.
morning, please help us with that. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Yes, this is based on the information that I did have, actual numbers. And the only way I could really take the activity, I was trying to determine what is our cost divided by the activity that the constables perform, and that's overall constable and sheriff activity from Odyssey, and this is what the cost that I determined. So the constables have their software, but it doesn't really print reports, so the true activity I could find was from Odyssey. So it's calculating at $800 to $900 per activity.
What does that mean to us?
That means that that's our cost
That's our cost, but I mean, does
per
this,
activity.
does this like factor in the other responsibilities of their job? Or is this the total budget?
This is their total expenses, yeah.
Their total expenses, so obviously they do, and the majority of what they're supposed to do is serve
Right.
papers.
Right,
But they do other law enforcement activities.
yes,
But the point of which you're making is, obviously, we're charging way less
yes,
than what we could be charging, even if you cut this in half and you say
exactly.
half of their time is spent on other things,
Sure.
it would cut it down to $4 something a piece of paper, and we're charging $75 for a lot of things.
So it would be reasonable for the increase to be done, in my opinion.
I mean, so then I guess, Dale, if that's the case, then the question would be, to go into that same Odyssey, and, if there's 8,003 of them, we'd have to break them down. That's gonna be I get it, a little difficult, but you're gonna have to say, okay, of those 8,003, I would think most of them fall into one or two or three categories. I would think 75% of them are gonna fall into writs and,
We can definitely do a rough estimate. We'll try to have some by tomorrow to have something available.
right.
But still, this has to be a submission of all 5 constables and the sheriff as well, so.
So
Okay,
if we can do a rough estimate, that would really help, because,
We'll have something for you tomorrow.
and what we may be seeing from this is this may not be enough.
May not be.
I mean, he only went up a little bit, really, he only went up $20 on writs and $20 on suits and citations. He may not have gone up enough, so I guess while you're running it, so that we don't come in here tomorrow and ask you for something different, and mess everything up, is maybe run it under this scenario and maybe run it up with a little more of an increase in it.
All right.
I don't know.
We'll do a few scenarios of what the constable is proposing for that, determine rough estimate-wise, as we know, the number of serving of writs or serving of papers may change between each of the constables. So we may pick on one constable just individually to see how they do their job, to see how much additional costs or revenue that would be, and determine those values, and we'll run the scenario that we've given, plus we'll do one or maybe one other one, just to see if we do this, this, and this. We don't want it to get too expensive, because then people might stop doing serving, and then our revenue would go down, but that may not ever happen.
I don't think so, but I agree. I'm not trying to kill everybody here, but I'm just saying, to me, it looks like the county's been subsidizing this for years,
They have
and
been.
we've got to stop, and
They
we
have been.
can't certainly kill them all at once, but we certainly have to be reasonable and say, hey, look, we're losing our tails on this. We got to start cutting some of the losses, because we're looking at a significant tax increase over here on this side, and before we look at that, we got to figure out how we can see what we can, do at other places before we look at tax
We'll provide
increases.
a few scenarios, but we need to make sure our cost is quantitative enough, but, because if you have it too high, then they'll turn over to private service, which is way high, more than we expend, but still. Well, my staff will work up a few scenarios.
$100 is good.
Okay, so, for tomorrow, that's one of the takeaways that we have to have. So commissioners, what other information did you not get today to allow us to begin to sort of narrow this thing down and begin to work on what we had to do Wednesday, and that's come up with a tax rate?
Right. And Judge, if you don't mind, I would like to just briefly discuss the tax rate. So,
Please.
Wait, real quick.
yes,
Clarification, and you may have already said this, but, so does the COLA for these limited new positions, limited reclassifications, so basically, items 9 through 14 on the decision items, are those that get these reclassifications, are they also getting the COLA if the way?
yes, that's the way that it currently is, yes.
So, some people, you're talking 10% increase plus a 2% on top of that, so really they'd be getting 12%, or a 5% would be a 7%.
Could be more than that, if
Or-
they're doing contingency plus reclassification plus COLA, it could be anywhere from
They could get even more than that.
15% or more,
Do you have to give them the 2% on top of that?
yes.
Yes.
Because the way our pay structure, our pay schedule's been structured to keep them in the sequence there, to keep everybody in the line, then yes, they would be required. The way the court has designed the pay schedule.
We're not gonna make that much difference, I think, looking at that, but, that's something to consider if we want to maybe reduce some of the percentages that some individuals are having. I think there's some on there like, Director of Inland Parks and Director of Coastal Parks. I mean, they're wearing multiple hats, and so I understand that 5% and expect the 2% on top of that, but there's other positions that maybe, are being proposed that are getting a big chunk, and then, you add on top of that. I just think we need to make cuts where we can.
We're gonna
Right.
get a chance to vote.
I just wanted to clarify and just kind of air that. So,
Yeah.
all right, thank you, Judge.
Does you need anything else now? Because now is the time to task the auditor's office and Kristen so we can really start to move this thing forward, because by Wednesday, we're going to have a number.
Yes.
All right.
And I did just wanted to keep things in perspective here on the tax rate. So obviously, you're looking at the effective tax rate, and then you can have any sort of, range of increase, but the one that we put as an example up here is the 1.5. And just to let you know, for illustration purposes, what that would mean for the average taxpayer, on a $100,000 home, a 1.5% cent increase, or a 1.5 cent increase, excuse me, would result in an $8.30 per $100,000 home, or 67 cents per month is what that breaks it down to. Just to let you know what that,
Less than $10 a year.
yes. So, and
1.5 cent tax.
That's above our current rate, yes.
Now, that's above the current rate, not the effective rate. Right? Right. So the current rate is whatever it is. You add 1.5 cents to the current rate.
Yeah, it's an add to the effective rate.
Current rate, you don't add anything to the current rate, it just goes up.
1.5 to the effective rate?
Right, which increases our current rate by .0810.
I got it. I'm sorry. This is where it really gets confusing. If you think it's hard for us to understand, how'd you like to be sitting out there in the public trying to figure it out? So of the effective tax rate, 1.50 cents added to that raises the taxes less than a penny
On the current rate.
on the current rate, which means an increase to the average $100,000 household in Nueces County of less than $10 a year.
Yes.
But $5.3 million in new taxes? So 1.5 cent tax increase that's on the table, and I'm looking at all of these things, but that one. That one I'm not weighing in on much today because I really want to look at all these things. That one I'm weighing in on. You can put me as a no on that one. I can't levy $5.3 million of new taxes
I'm with you.
on that. So I'm gonna look at everything else and see where there can be some more cuts and look at all the other stuff. And I don't have a lot of opinions on anything on the rest of this yet, but that's hard for me to swallow, putting $5.3 million of new taxes on people.
Don't forget your fund balance.
I understand. That's why I asked Dale what my number was, to not cut into the fund balance.
Don't forget your fund balance.
What do you mean, what are you saying you're gonna put?
With this proposal, this 1.5 cents, which is 1.5 cent tax raise on top of the effective tax rate, which means we will be taxing the taxpayers $5,355,640 more than we did last year. If we vote for that.
Well, it depends, how much you'd be taxing them that much more, but it depends what kind of home you have, what you're gonna pay, right?
This is the overall. This is the total 5.3 million new tax dollars that we would put on the public as a whole, depending on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you can look at 808.2, and that tells you what the effect is on the fund balance, assuming we adopted everything on that sheet, and a 1.5 cent tax increase.
Right.
That takes your fund balance up to 21%. Okay? All right, tomorrow, we're going to try to get some information from we will get some information on the fee increase. Then we'll have to rework the numbers again tonight, guys. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go back and take a look at what has happened to the changes made with the increased values, any additional revenue here, and whatever else we have, and how it affects the need for whatever tax rate we have and whatever fund balance we have. Okay, right? Is that where we are? Let's try to get that, so at 8:30 in the morning, we can begin to narrow this some more. That may very well take that number down substantially. But don't let yourself forget, one of our goals is we've got to get our fund balance back in shape and getting back toward the policies of the court, not all the way, can't get there in a year, didn't get there in a year. Back toward the 25%, which is good financial management. Anybody else have any other questions of our staff? I don't want to task them at 5 o'clock today. I want something else. So let's try to get them time today to respond. I think they've done a magnificent job of responding to your requests so far. There's a lot of information that comes out of these weekends that they're working. We're all working, that they're working, and I want to thank them for that. I can't tell you how many discussions I had this weekend with our guys. They've been really working hard on this. So that's where we are. We're going to adjourn the workshop, and we're going to move into a called meeting of Road District 4 Commissioners.
Judge, can I just make one comment?
Please.
I just wanted to add, this is my third or fourth, I can't really remember, but for me, this has been the most informative budget packet and budget information that we've had. I love this little sheet, all the stuff that you've provided us. So thank you, Kristen and Dale. I do want to add to, and to you, Judge, for doing this, because this was a lot of work, and you as the.
We have been trying
So
our best.
I know you have. I mean,
Give you everything you need.
you have, and we've come up with different scenarios here, and so I think this is the most information that we've had, and this has really been good. So thank you all very much for your hard work.
We
Judge-
do appreciate it, guys. We'll get
Judge-
there. We're going to get there. But, yes, ma'am.
But before you get into the road district, we actually have one regular agenda item.
Oh,
we
that's
have-
right.
We have to
Okay.
cover.
I can't even find my agenda in all this paper. Is that the one?
It's on the screen, if you want to look at your screen.
Uh,
Scroll it down.
Oh, receive.
Scroll it down, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, John. Thank you. I know we have a meeting. I want to do Road District 4, and then I want to go into executive session. Can I come back to that?
You have to recess right now
I'm going to recess.
and put the time, you did this one already.
I want to recess at 5 after 10.
Budget workshop.
I want the budget workshop recess at 5 after 10. I want to go to item 6, convene meeting of Road District 4. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5 minutes after 10. The purpose of us having a Road District 4 meeting is to to consider approval of what?
The $1 million total funds of Road District 4 to be used as a matching transfer to the road fund of $500,000 and a $500,000 transfer from the Road District 4 to Coastal Parks for them to use in road services and maintenance that are required in Precinct 4 as well as Coastal Parks.
That's your motion?
What do we do? Are we in the,
We're in Road District 4.
did we reconvene it? Did we do it?
Yes, we
Oh,
are. We're in
man, that was
Road
quick.
District 4
But,
transferring funds.
With discussion, the discussion I want to have is, part of the purpose of doing this, even though, and I think, and I can't read this map, so help me out a little bit, but to me, this Road District 4 map that we were given,
Did you get this one, Commissioner, that I laid? Oh,
this
yes,
one,
okay.
right? So, all of Road District 4, because we had this discussion, I want to make sure that we're clear going forward, all of Road District 4, even the abutting areas are in Precinct 4, right? Or am I reading this map wrong? Because I'm having a hard time reading this, so I want to clarify this, because I know it was something that Commissioner Gonzalez had a question on. I want to get all this cleared up while we're having this. But to me, this looks like, from this map, that that's the case. But tell me if that's wrong. All of Road District 4 to me looks like it's inside that yellow, and then everything abutting up to Road District 4 is either not in our county, because it's Aransas Pass over here, or it's in Precinct 4, right?
That's the way I'm reading it, yes.
Anybody differ with that opinion?
Or the city limits.
No, I'm saying, if you look at what abuts up to, right,
Yeah.
it's all Precinct 4. So it's either in Road District 4, or, because part of Laura's opinion was you could potentially use land that was abutted up to Road District 4, right?
I think to be a little bit clearer, maybe Public Works can give us another map that oversees the overlapping of Precinct 4 and Road District 4, and then you can clearly see it as to whether or not it's all in there or not. So, for me, it's difficult to tell.
Right, I mean, if you look at what abuts up to it, it's Corpus Christi Naval Station, it's all of Flower Bluff, which is all of Precinct 4, and it goes up to this Yorktown Rodfield area, which is Precinct 4. So the point is, I think, and again, if someone clarifies this later, I'll be happy to stand corrected. I don't know who did this map, to be honest with you, so it just came to us. But, so I think all of the Road District 4 is in Precinct 4, and then I think, and Laura's, I think, would even say that you said it was a possibility you could use land abutting up to it if you determined that it was reasonable and necessary for Road District 4. So it was even a stretch to say the abutted land, right? I mean, there's no guarantee that you could even use it for the adjoining, I keep saying abutting, the adjoining land.
Not land, but roads.
Jason, one.
Right, so,
Land, but roads.
no, it's,
Land can be roads, right?
has to be adjoining.
Roads.
Right, adjoining roads. So all the adjoining roads that I see are in Precinct 4. So the point of all that is to say, when we started all this, what I was trying to do was accomplish something that would help, as Lloyd indicated was a need, to rebuild our reserves by using legitimately Road District 4 money to do that. And that's what we're talking about, doing that here. That is at the peril of projects in Road District 4 or Precinct 4. And I'm saying that only because when I started all this, it was to do two things. It was to try to build up the reserves, which we've done, and this million was to try to avoid a tax increase, which we may not be doing. So I'm going to stick with this, but I want everybody to understand the reason I did this was to hopefully use that $1 million to legitimately do work in Road District 4, taking it out of precinct slash Road District 4, hoping that that would avoid us having a tax increase. So I'm very concerned that we have a tax increase on there. I'm going to stick with this because I don't want this to look like I'm taking my toys because I didn't get the way, I may not get it the way I want it. But I would remind the court, not the court now, Road District 4 and the court later, that that was at least the hope that this would go a long way towards doing that. If in the end it doesn't, I'm not going to come back and say, give me Road District 4 money back. That's not right. But I would just remind everyone that that was at least the hope in which we were going, and keep that in consideration.
I think the difference here, Commissioner, is, you keep saying mine.
No, I know.
It's not mine.
It's Precinct 4's
ours.
money
It's ours. No, but it's still with the commissioners, so it's ours.
for Road District
The
4.
county, so we always see it. It goes to your roads, but it's not yours. You can vote for it or against it, but really, it's our money, the county's money. We're the commissioners over that.
No, it's,
Yeah, we are.
Commissioner, it's not a county's money. It's Road District 4's
No,
money.
but all the commissioners, they monitor that money. It's not one precinct that monitors that money.
But it's Road District 4 money.
Right, I understand that.
Okay, and I'm just saying, I am making a motion to move Road District 4 money, which is also Precinct 4 money, to do this, and the only hope was, I'm not trying to get into an argument with you, I'm just saying the only hope was to use this to help avoid
Yeah, but
a tax increase. And if it doesn't, then I'm not pulling it back out. I'm just saying, I would help, just ask everybody to remember that when you're going through your contemplations.
They have 3 votes.
Well, yeah, you can. You
All
can
right,
go back and make a
That's
motion. I'm not doing
Is
it.
there a second? We
Second.
have a
Go back and
second.
vote, sure.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? All right, exactly how much money are we talking about?
1 million.
$1 million.
Yes, sir.
Call a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, oppose. Motion passes. Now, I'm going to go back to the workshop. Is that correct? I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
You can go back to workshop.
All right, so we have voted on this. This gives authority, Kristen, for us to do what we've proposed to do with those funds.
Okay.
All right, good. We're good there. I'm going to go back to the workshop. I'm going to go into executive session under, can I go into executive
There's
session?
another item, Judge, that's 4A1.
That's why I'm going into executive session.
Not for A1. That's receive calculations of the effective tax rate and all that.
We were supposed to receive those last Wednesday at the court, but we had to table that item.
Go ahead. Then what do I need to do?
So we just need a motion to receive the calculations.
We just,
It's
I mean,
routine, right?
yeah, just go
I'll
ahead.
make that motion. Is there a second?
No.
wait.
I apologize.
You call that agenda and let them present that to you.
And it's receiving doesn't mean we're agreeing with it. It just
Right.
means we are receiving it.
That's correct.
So that is really important for the members of the
All right,
media
I'm
who are
going to
sitting
go to
here.
4A1, call the agenda and ask that the auditor's office and Christie provide us the information.
Thank you, Your Honor. As we spoke with in the budget workshop, this is the effective tax rate calculations for the county, for the road district, for the debt service for the road fund, and well as the hospital district that the Commissioners Court has authority to set the rates for. The first sheet is on 5-2, which we have the last year's adopted rate of .307991. Our current effective rate for this fiscal year is .30088, which meaning .253163 is the general fund, .043142 is the debt service fund, and .003783 is for the road fund. For our maximum rollback rate, which is we're currently using the 8% as still adopted through the state constitution and then this tax laws, our maximum rollback rate would be .328159, with the general fund being .273416. The debt service, which means fully funded, which means we tax exactly what we need for our debt service requirements, is .050658. And our road fund is .004085, for a total of .328159. For the hospital district, last year's adopted rate was .121297. Its calculated effective rate for this current fiscal year is .117672, and the maximum rollback rate is .127085. We went through the calculations during the budget workshop, but that's on page 5.3, 5.4, and 5.5, showing you the rough numbers that we used for this. We could be willing to show you the entire calculation, which is about 12 pages each. But for example, we go through the general fund on 5.3, showing that our net taxable value after some adjustments for property under protest, rolling stock that we have railroad services in, and some freezes at $27.8 billion. Our tax increment financing zone, which we have two, is $460 million, which we reduce to get a net taxable value, or total taxable value of $27,427 million. The new property in the county this year was $792 million to get an adjusted taxable value for calculating the effective rate of $26,628,125,590. To get our same levy of $78 million, we need an effective rate of .296305, and this number here is combined with the debt service rate, so that's where we get the two numbers combined to get the .296305, maximum rollback .324074. This is combined with the road fund to get your total numbers. This is what I'm providing to you to be able to receive. This needs to be publicized in the newspaper for our hospital district. We have scheduled to be in the newspaper on this Wednesday, but we need to make sure you receive the numbers right now. All you are is receiving the calculations.
Do I vote on this?
Yes.
Is it a roll call vote?
No.
No, just a vote.
Correct.
Uh,
All you're doing is receiving the rates.
I need a motion to receive the rate, please. I have a motion, a second. Questions? See none. All in favor? Aye. Pose same sign. Good job.
And also announce when it's going to be on the publication.
On the Wednesday will be the advertisements for the hospital district coming out on Wednesday's paper
Okay.
as required by state law.
Very good. Okay, now can I do this?
Now we can move on.
All right, executive session?
Thanks for keeping them straight,
Thank
Laura.
you. Hey, wait till you sit in the middle up here, guys.
I ain't sitting in the middle up there.
Okay, under Vernon's Texas Code, we can now go into executive session under Code Section 55107, 107, 207, 3, 074, 0745, 076, 086, 087. We're going to go into executive session for 5A, correct?
Yes.
10:15. Here we go. Mic is on. Back into session for the workshop at 10:40. 10:40. Item number 5A. 5A. I'd like to make a motion that we terminate the agreement with Nueces County Courthouse Development Partners LLC. And do I need to amend that in any way for the escrow money or just terminate the agreement?
Terminate the agreement
All right,
and keep that escrow money.
all right. And is there any other amendment to that motion that needs to be made?
And to give the judge authority to explore any other options.
Very good. Very good. All right, are we good? All right, I'll wait till Joe gets here to call the vote. This is the quietest we've been in a long time. But I want 5 votes on this.
It's sobering news, Judge.
Do what?
This is sobering news.
I know. I can tell you, I have done about all I know how to do. Every day. I'm sorry, I thought we were all coming back in. That's all right. Okay, here we are. Repeat the motion, please, for all members of the court. Can somebody repeat the motion?
I move.
Um, Okay.
Can you repeat the motion, please?
What I have is to terminate the agreement with Nueces County
Courthouse Development Partners LLC and authorize,
the escrow payment. And then Commissioner Carroll had mentioned to give Judge Neal authority to look into other options.
is that the motion? I want to make sure, because this is a very important motion.
Second.
Okay, we're all set, We have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. All right, thank you all very much. We've done the best we can do to there. I want to thank the staff again for tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. We'll continue to try to wrap down our workshop. Wednesday, we will be doing
Proposed tax rate.
proposed tax rates. Anybody got any questions? You good? Everybody good? We're adjourned. Mike's off.